It's a new championship season for Dublin with a brand new manager, and Jim Gavin gives 4 footballers their first taste ever of senior championship football. Darren Daly, Johnny Cooper and Jack McCaffrey are the new kids on the Dublin defensive block, while Paul Mannion gets the right corner forward jersey to join Paddy Andrews and Bernard Brogan in an inner line that has goals written all over it. Newly promoted Division 1 side Westmeath look very strong, from goalkeeper Gary Connaughton to full forward Dennis Glennon. David Duffy and John Heslin's performance in the middle of the field will be crucial. They also have an impressive half-back line of Doran Hart, Paul Sharry and John Gaffey. The bad news, however, is that Desi Dolan can't start with a hamstring problem. His place goes to Kieran Curley. It's the 16th championship meeting between the counties, with the score standing at 12-3 in Dublin's favour. Choice here, Mannion or Brogan. They get both involved and the finish is sublime. It's that simple. Ominous signs from a Westmeath perspective.
Outrageous pace is the fear I have if I was marking these guys. They're just flyers, and their ball movement and foot movement very, very fast. Great score.
Jack McCaffrey is able to give the long pass accurately. Paddy Andrews, 1, 2, and it's over the bar. High quality football using the long diagonal pass. Available is Doran Hart. Kick pass is poor. If you compare that with what we saw from Jack McCaffrey's ball over to Paddy Andrews. We had rain, by the way, here in Croke Park and around Dublin earlier, so that's going to make the conditions just a little bit difficult. Nice combination football. Coming through is Paul Flynn. Should be capable of scoring from there, and he certainly is. Available Jack McCaffrey, just 19 years of age, won't be 20 until October. Cian O'Sullivan, Kieran Kilkenny, will be 20 in August. You get the picture. This is a very young side, being built and created by Jim Gavin, who won an All-Ireland himself in '95. Here's Cian O'Sullivan.
I take it all back.
Straight between the posts.
Brilliant, really cuts inside with the slicer. Bernard Brogan had peeled off the back. He was looking for the diagonal, and here's Cluxton earlier on, Marty. Wasn't it super?
Excellent. Trapattoni might want to sign him up after that little bit of footwork along the sideline. Doran Hart under pressure here from Diarmuid Connolly. Connolly fouls. Free for Westmeath.
He did if he did. There's just huge pressure. You can see the high line, the pressure line that Dublin are putting in. There's 2 hands out. He just about fouled him if he did.
Judging by that picture, I have my doubts, Kevin. I think you're right. Coming forward is Paul Sharry. Lovely little chip up. Look at the support of Jerry Egan. Look at the defending of Connolly. To James McCarthy. Heading towards the 20. Coming in is Kieran Kilkenny. Backfires Bernard Brogan. Jersey tested. Referee says play on. Sent over the bar by Paul Mannion. Good football by Dublin. And I have to add on a little caveat. Good refereeing by Eddie Kinsella.
Excellent. You saw the hand shoot up. He was playing the advantage because Mannion had
his arms in frustration. Paul Flynn. Gone inside is Paddy Andrews. He needs the support outside. There's nobody there. Andrews does it himself, and the ball goes over the crossbar. The National League champions very much in control against a team, remember, that only lost the Division 2 final. They are promoted, but they lost here in Croke Park to Derry, who of course are playing tomorrow against Down in Celtic Park, which you can see live in the Sunday game. Cutting inside, Diarmuid Connolly, and that is another sweet point. Dublin, impressive. Trouble for Westmeath.
Yeah, 22nd minute, still no score for Westmeath. Dublin's tackling and their movement, and in particular their foot passing from distance, far superior. Westmeath
easily provided by Rory O'Carroll. Still Glennon makes an angle. Is it going over the bar? The umpires have a look. And there is a white flag. Hawkeye hasn't been called in, but it is over the bar. Kick out quickly taken by Stephen Cluxton. Ball given away. James Dolan to Dennis Glennon. Floating one in again, and this one is Westmeath Tigers in Melbourne. But won't be 21, as I mentioned earlier, until the end of June. In his third championship season, his free taking is vital, crucial, and particularly on a day when Dublin so far look to be the better team. He puts it over the bar. Took 23. Difficult angle. John Heslin's effort is superb.
Oh, another chance for Heslin.
He's already scored twice. He's found the range. And Westmeath are back in. Pep talk saying no more messing around off the ball. Gary Connaughton's kick out comes into the middle. Picked up again by Jack McCaffrey. Great burst of speed. Heading towards the 20. Going to lay it off. Chance here for Dublin for another score, and it's well taken. The speed, the accuracy.
Yeah, 20, 25 metres at that stage. But very lucky to get away with it. Here it is. Once it's gone 13 and he came from outside, he could have gone in after that, no problem whatsoever. And he could have got caught badly. He got away with it.
Bernard Brogan with this free for the foul on Michael Darragh Macaulay. And it's straight over the bar. Scored 2-8 against Westmeath back in 2009. He scored 4 points as we head towards the half-time break. There's 1 minute of added time just being added on.
I'm afraid from what we've seen so far, the gap between these two sides, Westmeath supporters might be fearing that the Grand Canyon is heading closer to Mullingar.
It is indeed. It's a case of men against boys, Michael, and it's something that I alluded to at the start of the programme, that Division 2 standard was very poor this year.
And having said all that, there's a fair few boys in that Dublin team.
Yeah, but look, the bottom line is, now let's not take anything away from Dublin. Dublin's performance in that first half was magnificent. Pace, work rate, moving to the ball, especially their work rate is phenomenal. Their kick passing is brilliant. But look, we said at the start of the year, there's only 6 teams capable of winning Sam. That's the 2 teams in Munster, Kerry, Cork, Dublin, Donegal, Tyrone, Dublin and Mayo. And there is a ferocious gap, Michael, between that 6 and the rest. Now, the other 26 counties are probably bunched in together, maybe Kildare at the lead of that posse, but there is a huge gulf in standards, and you're seeing that today. Dublin, without raising a gallop, Michael, are 8 points ahead, and Westmeath will do very well if it's not more than maybe 16 or 17 points.
Eamon O'Hara, Pat did talk before the match about damage limitation for Westmeath. I'm afraid from the throw-in, it has that kind of feel about it.
It had, you know, we had touched base about batting down the hatches for Westmeath, but in fairness, they defended quite well, but after 20 minutes it was 7 points to 0. It was very much, I was up here at the league final against Derry, and the Derry game, Derry dominated, and Westmeath had a 15 minutes patch there. It's very similar today. For 20 minutes, Dublin were in complete control. Got a little bit complacent, I thought. It allowed Westmeath back into it. They got 3 frees and 1 from play. They made it back to, it was actually 4 points to 1 for that period of 20 minutes to 30 minutes. But in the last 5 minutes, Dublin just upped it again and got tagged on a couple of points. You know, it's 12-4, it's 8 points. You know, it's damage limitation now for half-time.
Westmeath have tried to contain this game, but unfortunately, the flow of it just has been in Dublin's favour, and they have taken some of their scores very well.
Some of the football has been copybook football, and this is what Dublin are about this year.
Comes back first, Cian O'Sullivan. Paul Flynn floating one in towards Bernard Brogan. Wins it handily enough, turns, shoots and scores. It's his 5th point of the match, his 2nd from play, and the Hill 16 applauds one of their stars. They appreciate the hard work, the graft, and indeed the quality of the finish. Dennis Glennon scored the first point for Westmeath after 23 minutes. Had an eye at the goalpost at the David end, makes an angle, takes a shot, and it's over the bar.
He's really on his own, Marty, I'd say, Dennis Glennon. You'd have to say he's the lone serious threat, because he can penetrate with his pace. And once you take him out of it, Westmeath, they're really struggling in the absence of Desi Dolan to give him a handout.
Diarmuid Connolly Backfires Michael Darragh Macaulay again. Connolly has a deadly left foot. Here it comes, and there it goes. It's his second point of the game. Double scores in Croke Park, and to be honest with you, Dublin are playing in just about second gear. Jim Connolly up into the air and lays it off quickly. Good ball inside towards Dean Rock, heading towards the 20. The layoff is to Barry Andrews. Is there a goal on here? He tucks it away. Magic. Paddy Andrews, 1 goal, 3 points. Rock to Andrews, Ballymun to St. Bridget's. Westmeath have no answer.
A very, very simple goal, brilliantly put together. So beautiful to watch.
While there were favourites coming into the match, they are the league champions. But they are playing with a certain swagger, and they're finishing it off with a brilliant point by Diarmuid Connolly. And Dublin strolling to that Leinster semi-final. Dublin.
Westmeath are very honest in the game and certainly put up to us for certain quarters of it. But I think the last part of the game we kind of pulled away, and probably wasn't a true reflection of the intensity that Westmeath brought to the game.
Pat Kilroy spent 2 or 3 years downing and deafening all the hype, but the hype will start up again here, and they're playing into Kildare team. They didn't play great either, so the hype machine will rage again. And really and truly, they haven't been tested tonight. They won't have learned a whole lot, so supporters might get a bit excited now. That's a convincing win in any stage of the Leinster Championship.
You can only play what's in front of you, you can only beat what's in front of you. I suppose from the Dublin perspective, they'll have been looking really just to kind of go through their game plan, execute everything as best as they possibly could. And I thought some of their play tonight was very, very good. But as I say, it was no real test in relation to the kind of examinations they're going to get later on this summer.
The pace and the power is it's almost frightening, and it just shows the scope and the scale of the squad that they have, and very, very similar athletically, all of them. And I thought it was a very firm marker that Dublin laid down, and looking at it on a broader scale, the rich are getting richer in Gaelic football, and this emphasises it here, that there really is large gaps developing.
All right, large gaps developing. We'll chat about that in a moment. Dermot Earley, yesterday was the first time in 16 years you went on your own to Croke Park, not with the Kildare team. Was it strange?
It was a bit strange, yeah. I mean, usually I travel in the team bus, even if I was injured. But yesterday,
was it lonely?
It was a little bit lonely. Now, it was great to walk down Jones's Road and chat to the Kildare supporters and have a bit of crack with the Offaly supporters as well. But
did the Dubs slag you? Or?
I didn't see any Dubs. They wouldn't be there at that time. They usually they're 10 minutes before their game, so they weren't coming in till 10 to 7. But no, it was different. But look, it's the way it is, and I'm looking forward to more days going down to Croke Park and supporting Kildare.
Okay, well, talk about Dublin first of all then. You've seen them over recent years. Is this team now as good as the All-Ireland winning team of a couple of years ago?
Well, that we'll see, but I think they are. I mean, the bookies have them favourites for the All-Ireland, and the bookies are never wrong, really. Well, they're rarely wrong. But, just looking at them this year, they have such a strong panel. You have to look at the players that they've brought on from the under-21 team. Also,